But
Yeah,
so
yeah.
mental health in the entertainment industry. Yeah, do you feel like mental health is spoken enough in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, in hip hop alone? Do you feel like there are enough resources for people in the entertainment industry to reach out for help? Um, and how do you think that? What ways do you think that we could do better as people in the entertainment industry to highlight and speak on mental health? Because it's a lot of stuff that happens in the public eye, and I don't think people outside of that world kind of understands the things that come with it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, hmm. I would have to say it's tricky in the entertainment industry only because, yes, I'm not going to say it has not been spoken about and people do not advocate for
Mm-hmm.
mental health in the entertainment industry. But um, if I can just be honest, the same way that sex sells in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
so does trauma.
Yep.
So
And depression.
you have people, who are not highlighting these things to advocate for it. They're more so
Mm-hmm.
highlighting it to exploit it for the
Talk
sake
to
of
him.
monetary gain.
Talk to
So
him.
in this entertainment industry, especially in music, it's not as if it's frowned upon. It's not as if people don't care, because that's not the case. But
Mm-hmm.
I think us as consumers and these executives at these high companies and stuff, we are so used to consuming the trauma,
Mm-hmm.
not on a relatable sense, but more so off of just more so kind of digesting something that we haven't necessarily always been accustomed to. To see somebody else's experience, there has been
Mm-hmm.
a lot of healthy debates and conversations that have come from exploiting certain trauma of mental health within the entertainment industry. But I feel like it's more so on the exploitive side of things
Yeah.
versus there's
Right.
not too many institutions that are trying to prevent actors and actresses
Yeah.
from drug abuse, and
Yep.
maybe how a
Suicidal
certain role
attempts.
or a certain situation on a movie set affected them truly. Like they just
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
kind of tell people to get therapy, and that
Yeah.
is a solution. But for the most part, after the entertainment industry is done with you with whatever facet that is, whether it's some professional stuff or some
Yeah.
manipulative shit,
They
they
don't
kind
care
of
about
just
how
throw
you
you
feel
back out
mentally.
into the world and tell you to
Yeah.
deal with whatever trauma they may have instilled on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Facts.
think it definitely needs a lot of work. I think that there are other
Facts.
institutions outside of the entertainment industry that realize how mental health is essential to everybody, not just
Mm-hmm.
men or women. There's children's mental health,
Mm-hmm.
all different kind of stuff. So I think on the outside, yeah, the people realize how it's extremely pivotal and then
Mm-hmm.
a heavy priority. But in the entertainment industry, I think
It's
it's safe
not.
to say that they don't give too much of a fuck. Yeah,
Oh God.
you know.
And it
God.
should be
So it
free,
is.
by the way.
Oh God.
Especially
Especially
with the mental toll that you go through entertaining these people. Like what?
Come on, man.
man. Here's the
Come
A
thing:
lot
we're
of
on.
gonna
stuff
be
we make, a lot
making
of stuff we do is made up. A lot of stuff either made up or
yeah.
it's we pull it from something that we've been through. And I know for music, what I see is like T said, is to exploit it, bro. Prime example, my boy Juice World. Prime
Mm.
example, he made his
Oh,
whole career off of
Rest in peace.
depression, anxiety, or RP. Depression, anxiety, not knowing how to really communicate your emotions and feelings, and yes, it's bringing awareness to it, and kids and people magnetized or was
Yeah,
yeah.
gravitated towards
Magnetized
him
one too.
they
because
gravitate. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
gravitated towards him because it's like, dang, is this someone else that's in a different type of limelight that sees what I'm going through?
Yeah.
But Juice wasn't really talking about how to get through it. You know what I'm saying? He was speaking on his
Mm.
issues
And they
and yes,
knew
how he
that.
dealt with it. You know what I'm
They
saying?
know
But
that.
They knew that.
he wasn't trying to give like positive
Right.
outlets
A way out.
and
A way
a
out.
way out, bro. And even in the
That's
A
filming
way
that's the
out.
industry,
thing.
bro, it's
Yeah.
nothing, bro. There's no outlets at all. At all.
Mm-hmm.
We as an actor, we make our bread, bro, off of empowering pain,
Mm.
trauma,
Come
fears.
on.
And we pull that stuff from within us. And yes, there's therapy. You could go talk to somebody, but that's only doing so much, bro. That's Heath Ledger
Mm-hmm.
died, bro, from portraying one of the greatest villains we all love to see
Ever.
and watch is the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
He died. There should not
Mhm.
be a role where you should die. Yes, you gonna go through some, you gonna go through some mental stuff, but it shouldn't get to the point where
Yeah.
you take your life. They could
You know what
have
I'm
helped
saying?
that man. You know what I'm saying? That man could
Yeah.
have
Robin
still been alive
Williams.
today.
You know what I'm
Robin Williams,
saying?
another one.
Robin
Come on,
Williams.
Man,
bro.
You know what I'm
rest in
saying?
peace, man. Legends.
R.I.P. bro.
So,
There's not like T said, bro. They're exploiting it in sex cells, pain cells, trauma cells, uh, 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 um, uh, anything bad or negative cells, bro. You try
That's
to put
yeah.
popular.
anything positive
Yeah.
out there, they nip that in the bud.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's no. You said a lot. Like, you said a lot of facts, bro. Like, and it's the entertainment industry, and it's crazy because for an industry that makes millions and millions of dollars, you would think they would be
Mm-hmm.
providing those resources. You would think they would be, you know, paying people like
Come on, man.
fairly to be able to afford those resources.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like writers just went on a strike because they wasn't getting paid enough, and also they
Come on.
wasn't like
Come on.
it's writers was getting strike in the film industry, and then on
Mm-hmm.
the songwriting industries and the music industry as well too. Like we're fighting for points. We're fighting for points on the master and the publishing. We're fighting
Literally.
for more than just what we deserve because we're getting
Mm-hmm.
paid like literally not even a penny for per stream. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to royalties and things like that, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just people don't understand. And I know John Bellion said this on one of his recent interviews, where he's just like, "Don't ever call an artist. We could say creative, but an artist in their own form. Don't ever call an artist crazy
Yeah.
because like you don't know all this stuff that, especially like in a professional sense, like you don't know all this stuff that it took to get here. You know what I mean? And there's a quote
Yeah.
that there's a quote that I say is like, "You don't know how much chaos it took to be this calm."
Come
You
on
know,
now.
Woo.
like
Come on now.
you don't know how much chaos it took to be this calm. It's just
Come
like
on.
I'm here now because I went through so much, but it's just like don't ever call an artist crazy because I know sometimes like we have to give some grace because it's like we live in such a crazy digital world where we see so
Yeah.
much, and
Yeah.
the minute we see it, we want to hate on
Yeah.
it, we want to joan on it and stuff like that. But there's somebody on that other side of that screen that's reading all those comments. There's somebody on the other side of that screen that's actually dealing with that stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you got to have an immersed type of tough skin. I don't even think we was built to be able to see and hear everybody's opinions simultaneously all at once.
Nah.
Where like
Oh yeah.
nobody was
Yeah.
built like as much as people are given platforms, I still don't think, especially in this day and age, I don't think we were ever meant to see this much at such a little time. Like
Hell yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's doing damage to our brains. It's messing with
Yeah.
our mental. It's messing with our personality. It's
Yeah.
doing so much. So it's just like when it comes to the mental health industries, we got to provide better mental health resources. You know what I'm saying? Therapy, whatever the case is when it comes to the music industry, when it comes to after going on tour, after doing all this kind of stuff, you're in front of crowds, you're doing this, that, and the third.
Come on.
That's why a lot of people
Interviews.
that's why a lot of people prefer to sit back. That's why I respect people like Kendrick Cole, things like people, and I respect both sides. People who can disappear and come back to it because they understand it has to be a work-life balance. They know that's work. They know there has to be a balance to where
Exactly.
like I have to leave this at the door. You know what I mean? I want
Yeah.
to shut all that off. I just want to live my life and I just want to make art. And there's people who just like they're in it every single day. They can't even go to the store. They can't even, you know what I mean? And clearly we're not even on those levels yet, but we've been in certain areas and environments to where we've experienced that and we work with
Yeah.
people who have experienced it and we see that firsthand. And um,
Facts.
it sucks because I remember the one of my lowest times in my career, and then I'll tell. Yeah, we could speak on the lowest point in our careers, like mentally, briefly, and then we could pivot. But for me, like the lowest point in my career is when I found out one of the songs I wrote went platinum, and then like everybody was celebrating. I was in LA. I was signed. We was top of the hills in the mansion, all this stuff. People, hey, blah blah blah. I'm getting ready to go to a session with a big artist, and it's just like I just didn't have the people that I loved around me, and it seems like so small, but it's just like the people that you wanted to be around you, you couldn't even celebrate with, and you're at the most, like, you're at the highest point of your career at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just like the highest point of my career, the highest point in my career is like was the lowest because mentally I wasn't right. Me and my girl was fighting at the time.
Come on.
I found out she had cheated at the time. You know what I mean? Like, I found out Kobe had died. Like
Yeah, a
like,
lot was going on.
rest in peace. So it was like it was so much going on. I was just like, it just some stuff just gets so heavy. But people don't understand that. Like, you think like, oh yeah, you're around the cars, you're around the girls, you're around the money, you're
The
around
money.
all that stuff. Like, it's the people from the outside think that it's just like, oh yeah, you should be happy.
Cool.
Like, if I was in your position, like, I have nothing to complain about. Like, you have no idea. Like they say, more money, more problems. But you know what I mean? What about y'all? Like, what do you think was like the lowest point that you felt? Not necessarily like the lowest point, like
Mentally.
as
You
far
talking
as
about mentally.
progress wise, but like mentally, what was like the lowest point for you in your career? Like, everything could have been going well, but mentally, it's like,
It was not.
damn, I'm not.
Bro, when
You know what I
I
mean?
got my first movie with Lionsgate, bro, and got to go to rent out of the theater and watch my movie in the theater, bro. Like, you got the autographs and everything going on before. I was late to that. I didn't even get to see everybody before the movie was even put on. As you walk in the theater, people taking pictures, asking questions before it's shown. I got to do that, but mentally, I'm not present enough to know or to realize like I manifested what is going on right now. Right, I'm not present enough to even enjoy the fruit of my labor because I'm worried about an argument I had before, or I'm worried about not having the right attire, or I'm worried about the wrong things. I'm worried about the wrong things. At that time, you know what I'm saying? My grandma just passed away.
Man, rest in peace.
That movie, when that movie came out, bro, my granny passed away months before. Had that on my mind. Like, it was a lot going on mentally. And yes, I had my girl was there with me, right? But even then, like, I didn't have the people I grew up with talking about this stuff every day right there with me. Like, perfect John, we talk about this stuff growing up all the time. I talked about it with my homeboys, Justin and Cam. I talked about it with my cousins. I talked about my mom, dad, and none of my siblings was there. Like, the people I woke up from naps, dreams, and just going out and actually taking the steps of telling a joke on the stage, come back and telling them that story and how it made me feel. Those people weren't there. I'm dealing with things that's taking me out of that moment, and like mentally, by the grace of God, I've just come up out of that. But bro, the past 2-3 years, bro, mentally, I've been dragging booty cheeks on the concrete. Yep. The skin of my booty cheeks is raw, it's not there, and my booty cheeks is numb. I'm getting dragged the last 2-3 years, not being there mentally.
Yeah, bro. What is up with this?
I can't. I don't know. I
Dude
don't
trying to
know.
be serious, and I'm just like,
Yo,
oh my
it was
god,
such, like,
bro!
a real
Like,
story, bro.
just
He ended
like-
with that. Oh my god, bro! I
I'm trying
can't
to be
with this
compassionate.
man,
This dude is like, I'm just
Where
trying
did-
to
where did
my
we
booty
find
cheeks.
him,
Like,
bro?
what did we?
Where did we find him, bro? Oh my
Oh
god!
man, bro.
Keep
Like,
it real,
But
man.
yeah, bro. I feel you on that, man. Like, I feel you. What about Troy? What about you, man?
I'd probably have to say, thinking about it, one of the craziest times for me in my career. Oh my god, I'm about to go public with this. Okay.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's when I got off the show, the Netflix show, I was career wise, I was in the highlight of my career. Like, this was probably some of the highest peaks that I had experienced in
Right.
in my
Facts.
career. And I know it's far more greater stuff ahead, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
at this point in time, it was crazy.
You hear me?
I was just doing all the right shows. I was networking and meeting all the right people, but in the midst of that, when it really started to pick up, my ex-girlfriend at the time, even though we was trying to patch it up, she had a baby on me. And that derailed me. Like, and I don't mean just like some subtle had a baby on me,
Oh my
like I
god.
found out that I wasn't the father. Like, no, I was with her for her last 2 trimesters. Like,
What?
her water broke. I drove her to
Oh
the
my.
hospital. I named the
Oh,
child. I cut the umbilical cord. Doctors in there
Troy.
calling me dad and shit. Yes, bro, the whole 9 yards. Like,
Oh, you
and it's
okay?
something that yeah, it's something I'm grateful for. Like, even with her, like I don't talk to her every day. Like, we don't talk that often,
Yeah.
but she reaches out. We have a dope relationship still, even though we know
Yeah.
we'll never venture into that. But
That's
man,
healing.
Yeah.
at that point in time, like just thinking about it, like
Oh
I
my
was
god.
crushed. I was
Dang.
fucking crushed. I didn't want to do anything. My manager was upset at me. I didn't leave my room for a good 60 days, 60 plus days. I was getting
Man.
everything delivered. You know what I'm saying? Just
Dang.
showering, shitting, eating,
Yeah.
sleeping, watching movies.
Hey.
Like
Yeah.
I was
No, it's
just, you
real.
know what I'm saying? I
It's
was
real.
so out of it because like emotionally, spiritually, I got a fucking gut punch.
Yeah.
Just like it just
Yeah.
took the entire wind out of me for a nice little period of time. And looking back
Mm.
on it, I'm glad I gave myself that grace. But in that
Yeah.
moment, I viewed it as a low because my personal life and the things that I was dealing with had leaked over so much into my things that I needed to handle in my career that it kind of put me at a bit of a pause. But
Mm.
Bro.
I'm stronger.
Hat,
I'm stronger now because of it. So
Amen. Amen.
hats
Amen.
off to you, bro. Like, hold
Amen.
on. Hats off to, hold up. I gotta, there we go. There
my
you go.
boy.
Hold up. Yeah, there you go.
Amen.
No, I said, yeah, my boy, yeah. We try, man. We try. And like you said earlier, man, it's really about, sometimes you'll go through something and it's really the testimony of it is not really for you. It's for people who are witnessing and
Mm-hmm.
watching,
Talk to him.
It's
and
Talk to
real.
him.
that was definitely one of those moments where I realized that, maybe this is
Yeah.
really, really bigger than me, you know?
That's
It's
crazy,
just,
bro.
that's, man, appreciate you sharing that because, like, it's just, people don't understand how sometimes, like, because outside looking in, sometimes people will ask us, like, or not even ask, but people are thinking, like, dang, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, you was,
Yeah.
like, damn, homie. You know what I mean? You was a, you know what I mean? Like,
For real.
you was a man, homie. Like, so no, for real though, because sometimes internally we know that, but it's just like we going through so much in the moment, and I know, like, me and Troy is talking about it, like Rajay, we've talked about it, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
like, because you've done plays, you've acted, you've done movies, you've been commercials, Troy, you've was on Netflix, you on a tour, you've worked with so and so, you've been in rooms with so many people, and likewise, it's just
Mhm.
like, but life still goes on. People don't
Man.
understand that, like, people still have feelings, life still happens, like even after my deal, like when I chose to terminate my own deal out from LA, I moved back to St. Louis. Like you said, bro, I didn't leave my room. Like I felt like
Real
I did not
depression.
real, bro.
Man.
I
Real
didn't want to
depression.
I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to respond
Nobody.
to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't know how to I didn't know how to
Man.
process it because it's like
Mm-hmm.
you get to a certain point where your dreams are literally like right
Right
in front,
there.
not even right in front of you. You're there, like you're
Yeah.
literally
Like
you're in front of the cars that you've dreamt about. You're driving the cars you've dreamt about. You know what I'm saying? You're
you're
around
talking to the people.
artists, you're
Like
producers, you're shaking hands with people. You got people following you. You working, and it's just
you
like
like, dang.
things go south, business goes south, whatever the case is. Then it's like
Mm-hmm.
now you got to like I got to take a step back. You know what I mean? This ain't what it is. Now you back home. You feel like you back at square one, and you just like you don't want to be bothered. Everybody, all your friends, family, like, hey, like, but you know what I'm saying? And you just don't. You know what I mean? You dealing with stuff and you don't know how to like get it out. And that's why we say like having people around you that you could talk to like about things like this is important, especially men, especially having like a brotherhood or whatever, people who kind of pull you out of the rut because it's okay to feel stuff. It's not okay to stay there. It's okay to like be
Yeah.
like in the rut. It's not okay to stay there because you don't want to
Come
be
on.
stagnant. You know what I mean? Like that's stagnation. You want to be stagnant, just in a ball, just depressed, feeling all that stuff. You know what I mean? Life does not stop.
Yeah.
So it's just like every day it's just 1% more. Just as long
Mm-hmm.
as I'm doing putting 1% this day, 1%, it's gonna be 100 at some point. You know what
At
I
the
mean?
end,
Yeah.
So
hey,
that's all it
hey,
is. So hats off to y'all, man, because our industry is not
Hats off to
easy, and
you,
we
bro.
still No, appreciate,
It's
bro.
all three, bro. All three.
And we still
Facts.
trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's honestly the beginning for all of us. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
Troy, we got some stuff coming up. You got a project coming out. Jay, you got stuff coming up. Commercials, movie deals. You know what I'm saying? We all got
Yeah,
stuff
man.
coming. So it's on the way. So man, this has been such a good episode. We still ain't done.
Man, I
We still
love
got
this
a few
episode,
things.
dude.
You know what I mean?
We still got so
Hey,
much stuff to talk about. I love this episode, though.
We got
bro.
a lot of gems in this one, bro.
Yo.